Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good morning. Here's Brennan with today's announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, October 24th, and it's a green day. As a reminder, cell phones are not allowed during the school day from the time you enter a school building until 2:40 p.m. Please make sure your cell phone is in your bag at the start of the day and does not come out until the school day is over. Tomorrow will be chilly, so to make you feel a little better, tomorrow will be a free variety day for all. Yeah. Please make sure you follow the Variety Day attire rules of no leggings, no pajama pants, etc. Student government will meet right after school today in Fuller Basement. Don't forget, Mr. Legge will set up on the Fuller stage today from 8:30 to 3 for anyone who has not yet had their photo taken for the yearbook. There is no charge to have your photo taken. Writer's Walk will not meet due to parent-teacher conferences. We'll meet at 3:15 next week in Ranger 110 and walk downtown to a kitchen on Railroad Street to make Ukrainian-style soup, write kitchen poetry, eat the soup, and get ready to host the 8th grade open house in the early evening. All are welcome. Please see Mrs. McKenzie with any questions. Tomorrow after school, starting at 3:30, there will be a pumpkin carving event in the amphitheater. We are helping the town carve pumpkins for their big Halloween event. Everything will be supplied. Come carve a pumpkin. Hello to all humans interested in going on the November 2nd through 3rd backpacking trip. We are going to Zealand Falls. If you initially indicated interest in attending this trip, please check your school email for a form from Mr. Dembski. Please either fill out this form to indicate that you are still interested in going or respond to the email to let us know that you cannot attend by the end of the day today. Now for a joke of the week from Mr. Camellia. Yesterday, I saw a person talking to their cat. They really thought the cat understood. When I got home, I told my dog. We both had a good laugh. Happy birthday today to Kaden Beauchamp, Mary Jane Kissinger, Owen Marcotte, Grayson Newrath, Evelyn Zhao, and a special happy birthday today to Brooke Wells from her advisory. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Brennan. We do have a few late announcements this morning. Over the weekend, Hilltopper MTB member, enduro racer, and St. Johnsbury Academy sophomore Tilly Lang won the pro women's race at the Maxis Eastern States Cup Enduro, round 12 in Arrowhead, New Hampshire. Tilly battled through 5 stages to rise from 4th place in the first stage to 1st place by the 5th stage, edging out the 2nd place rider by 16/10 of a second. With this final win of the season, Tilly claimed 1st place in the overall standings, becoming the champion of the pro women's category and thus one of the fastest women's enduro riders on the East Coast. Congratulations to Tilly. Boys varsity soccer defeated Rutland in a penalty shootout in the first round of playoffs, tied after regulation 1-1, double overtime, and 9 rounds of penalty kicks. Britton Shippey scored the game winner on the 10th kick. Luke Oliver scored the goal in regulation, and Wesley Strong recorded the assist. Derek Stratton played a great game in goal and had several key saves in the penalty shootout. The Hilltoppers face CVU on Friday in the quarterfinals. Good luck to them. Yesterday, varsity girls soccer beat Rutland in the first round of playoffs 4-0. Goals were scored by Orleans Germond, Kyra Nelson, and Eilish Murphy had 2 goals. Jaden Bunnell had 2 saves in goal. The team moves on to play Colchester on Saturday. Good luck to girls soccer. Varsity field hockey beat Middlebury on Tuesday with a 3-2 overtime win. Meredith Roy had a goal and an assist. Annika Giese had a goal. Maggie Langlis had 2 assists, and Avon Thomas had the game-winning goal just 56 seconds into overtime. Samara Rutledge had 7 big saves in goal. Please wish them luck as they take on U32 tomorrow. And the volleyball team fell in the first round of playoffs to Hartford in a thrilling 5-set match. They fell short in the first 2 sets, rallied back in the next 2 sets to force the tie-breaking set. They fell short in the tiebreaker, but not without a fight. This team played an amazing volleyball game, showing their mental toughness, hustle, and the will to win by not giving up, and they represented the Hilltoppers with class and sportsmanship. Congratulations to our volleyball players on a phenomenal season. And we have one last late announcement. Please be mindful of your backpacks on the stairs to Fuller and near the front door. We need to make sure our footing and our ability to enter and exit chapel is not compromised, so please make sure you're keeping your backpacks a safe distance away from the door and not stacked on the stairs. Before I introduce our guest today, I want to let you know that I will have an update on our efforts to raise funds and food for NECA next week. Since the big transport of food that was done, we've had a bit more food come in, and we have 2 advisories who are wrapping up their cash fundraising efforts. I'm excited to tell you what we were able to accomplish very, very soon. But for now, I want to assure you that every bit of what we did and what we will continue to do made a huge difference for NECA. And I can't thank you enough, and the greater St. Johnsbury community can't thank you enough. So please do stay tuned, and thank you to those of you who have asked how that went. Updates are coming soon. This morning we have 2 guests with us. It's a pleasure to introduce our first guest. Sophia is here to talk to us about a new carpooling app. Please welcome Sophia.
Good morning. My name is Sophia, as you just heard. So I'm here to talk to you guys about carpooling. So carpooling, by its nature of sharing a vehicle, is really social and creates opportunities for super fun car rides to school. So you can get carpool karaoke going. And it's also incredibly beneficial for the environment. If fewer carbon-emitting vehicles take to the road, then less CO2 gets emitted into our atmosphere. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, transportation is the largest source of American greenhouse gas emissions. And this is especially true here in Vermont, where 39% of our state's carbon footprint comes from transportation. Furthermore, carpooling positively impacts the environment by reducing noise pollution, air pollution, and it can make your commute to school more convenient overall. Especially with less cars driving and parking at school, more parking spots can open up on campus. Also, we all know how expensive gas is today, so it can be a way to cut down your expenses. So, in conclusion, many students at St. J already carpool, so if you're interested in joining them, you can go to carpoolworld.com. You have an email in your emails right now about that, and Mr. Bentley is going to come talk to you guys about that app a bit more.
Thank you, Sophia. I'm Mr. Bentley, and I'm a carpooler. I carpooled today, and in so doing, took 3 cars off the road. You know, one way to think about our parking problem on campus is that there aren't enough spots. I think a better way to think about it is that there are too many cars. I spent the last year of my life traveling around the world, and I would bet you that most people in other countries would be amazed at how many cars are on this campus every day. It's something very unique to our own culture. All right, so what I want to indicate to you is that in your email, hopefully, sent today right before chapel, is an email with this attachment on it, which invites you to our carpooling system. All right, I have circled there in red the website link that will take you to your sign up. You also have a personal invitation code, 1842, the year of our school's founding, that you will enter. That will take you to a screen that looks like this. Okay, you will fill out your information, and the system is set up so only people who have stjacademy.org email addresses can use it. All right, so your parents can't really use it unless they're using it with you or they have your email and password. So just keep that in mind. All right, this once you do this, It'll take you to a screen that says we've sent you an email with a code. All right, it's a different code than 1842. Again, we're trying to be very, very secure and making sure that only our students are using this system. Be careful, because we did have some issues yesterday with the email going to your quarantine. And so in your email, if you don't see that confirmation email from Carpool World, go to your quarantine. All right, you usually get an email from the quarantine usually once a day. All right, if you click on the quarantine page, you will see that confirmation from Carpool World, and it'll allow you to log in. All right, and that email looks something like that. Okay, once you have logged in to the website, you're going to put some information down about who you are, whether or not you are looking for a seat or whether you are offering one, and some contact information. The only trip destination that's set up in the system is to our campus. All right, so it can come from anywhere, but the only place you can go is to our campus. It'll ask you, when you want to go, how many trips you need, etc. All right, and then what you'll do is, once you've filled out that page, it'll take you to your home page, and this little thing up in the corner, My Matches, if you click on that, that will show you right away if there are other people who are carpooling from a similar origin to the school. And so I did this yesterday. I live in Burke, and boom, I found somebody right away, all right, who is an excellent community member at this school. I've blocked out his or her name to not embarrass him or her or them. But this worked for me right away today, okay? And so we really only have under 20 of you right now who are participating in the system, but the more of you that do, the more we can benefit from the many things that are great about carpooling that Sophia told you about. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you to Sophia and Mr. Bentley. Imagine the pivot we would be able to make in Winter Carnival skits if we didn't have our parking. So I will offer you that, and it's a great way to be more mindful of what we're trying to do in terms of emissions, and a great way to make some friends. So encourage you to sign up for that. Our next guest is Mr. Arain. He's here for our Thursday Social Studies series to talk with us about American democracy. Please help me welcome Mr. Arain.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here in front of you, sharing some thoughts with you this morning. First of all, I want to note that this message is really tailored toward our American students and our American audience. However, if you are one of our dear international students from abroad, I think that the bigger part of this message is applicable to many countries around the world. Pride. It's a funny thing, right? People find pride in lots of things. Often they're proud of things that they have nothing to do with. This past summer, I was proud of the American athletes at the Summer Olympics in Paris. I found the women track and field athletes to be especially impressive individuals. Obviously, I had absolutely nothing to do with their success. It just so happens they are Americans, and so am I. But still, I felt pride. More recently, I felt pride at the semi-formal homecoming dance. It was a big hit. You and your friends were there enjoying each other's company, moving and grooving to some fun tunes. I felt proud even though I had next to nothing to do with the success of that evening. Those who should actually feel proud are the junior class council, Marcus the DJ, and Mr. O'Brien. I raised the topic of pride because I'm mindful that pride in one's country seems to be declining. It's election season, and Americans actually have a lot of things to be grateful for. It worries me that pride is declining. If you're not proud of your country, I think you're going to be less inclined to do your part to improve your country. Plus, democracy requires educated and motivated citizenry. So please allow me to give you a little pep talk about why you should be proud to be an American. First, let's go way back to the beginning. The United States was the first large republic established in the modern world. It also gave considerable political power to the common man. Now, by today's standards, the right to vote was very limited. But the fact that all property-owning or tax-paying white men could vote was way more democratic than almost anywhere else in the world. Even in Britain, which long had a parliament with one elected chamber, even in Britain, very few men had the right to vote. Interestingly, when Vermont joined the Union in 1791, all men, regardless of color and property ownership, could vote. The creation of this new American Republic inspired many others. People in France were impressed. This new country across the Atlantic Ocean was one source of inspiration that led the French to overthrow their monarchy and establish their own more democratic system. The former slaves of Haiti established the Second American Republic in 1804. The peoples of South America were inspired to throw off their Spanish colonial masters and to form new republics. In 1848, some German people were frustrated that their own revolutions had failed, so they moved to the United States. They were called the 48ers. One of them, Karl Schurz, even became an influential U.S. senator. In 1865, a French historian proposed the creation, mind you, a French historian proposed the creation of a monument to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the founding of the United States. This was also meant to be a celebration of the end of slavery in the United States. In 1886, 21 years later, France delivered the Statue of Liberty to the United States. In 1870, African American men were given the right to vote when the 15th Amendment was passed. In 1919, women were finally given the right to vote with the 19th Amendment. The U.S. did some great things in the 20th century as well. We helped defend democracy in World War I. To this day, the U.S. President Woodrow Wilson, his name can be found all over Europe on roads, bridges, etc. Ditto for Franklin Delano Roosevelt, who led the United States into war in World War II. President Truman's name can also be found all over Europe, as he was at the helm when the United States helped rebuild a destroyed Germany and helped save Berlin from the Soviet Union. I'll never forget the day that my best friend and I, both 18 years old, wandered our way into the Berlin subway. We looked lost, but an elderly German man approached us. He had noticed we were Americans and offered his help because he would never forget what the United States had done for Berlin and for Germany. The world has also wondered at the long tradition of peaceful transitions of power from one president to the next. A remarkable string. We all know that there are dark chapters to the history of our country. Slavery lasted longer in the United States than in almost any other major country. Brazil is the exception. Our forefathers persecuted the indigenous peoples of America. We have certainly discriminated against immigrants of certain nationalities and religions. And of course, the road to gaining full civil rights and equality for African Americans has been a very long one. That goes for LGBTQ people as well, and of course, I could go on. Our founding fathers were flawed men, but they gave us a constitution that has allowed us to become more and more democratic over time. They also gave us ideals to which we can all aspire. All men are created equal, they declared. All men have rights that cannot be taken away: life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness. So even though Jefferson and Washington and others didn't live up to their own ideals, Americans and indeed people all around the world read these declarations and got to work at expanding liberty and creating equal and fairer societies. We truly have a lot to be proud of. The election is less than 2 weeks away. I think almost everyone in the United States thinks there's a lot at stake in this election, and I agree. What should a person do if their side loses the election? For some guidance, I turn to a famous 18th century French philosopher. Voltaire is his name. Voltaire wrote a satirical tale about the misadventures of a young man named Candide. At the end of this crazy and preposterous story, Candide and his fellow travelers are discussing how best to live. Candide, who has finally become a wise man, speaks for Voltaire when he says, "We must take care of our garden." Not happy with the outcome of the election? Focus on what you can do. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Take care of your neighbors. And do what you can do to take care of our democracy and our planet. That is how you can earn the pride that you feel in your country. If we have pride in this flawed but remarkable country of ours, I'm sure we'll do what we can to continue working toward a more perfect union. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arain. Before I wrap up chapel, I want to offer you this. You'll hear a little bit more about X-Block offerings tomorrow. But for today, I want to point you toward your email. You have an email that you should have received on Monday that gives you information about some really wonderful offerings. Please take a few moments to review that and consider signing up. We are asking that you make your selection if you're interested in doing so by Sunday, so please take a little bit of time to review those and sign up if you are interested. Please remember that there's a free variety day tomorrow, and I want to thank you in advance for doing what you can to make it a great day for yourself and for our community. Have a wonderful Thursday, faculty. Seniors.
Have a good day.
You too. Make it a good day, juniors. Thanks for being so patient, sophomores. Have a nice day.